Coming to you from deep inside the bowels of a great big empty. Get ready for another episode of The Home Defense Show with Skip Coryell.
Welcome to this week's episode of the Home Defense Show. I'm your host, Skip Coryell. And if you love your family, care about them deeply, and want to learn how to protect them in every facet of your life, then you've come to the right place. Folks, that is not my grave. That's my father's grave. And someday my mom will be there too. But today, I'm not there. And I don't want to be there. I really, really don't. Here I am. I'm at Oak Hill Cemetery in beautiful Orangeville, Michigan, right? Where I grew up. And we're here to talk about COVID-19. I tell you, folks, when this first happened, I thought it was all blown out of proportion, and I thought, the government's making a power play, or maybe, someone's got an agenda, the mainstream media, whatever. And do I still trust them? Nah, I don't trust them. Don't trust them any farther than I can throw an elephant or a jackass. But it appears to be real. And I think we've got to respond to it, assume that it's real, even if you don't believe that it's real. Act as if it were real. Why? Because the consequences are too great if it is real and you just disregard it and go about your normal life. Well, this week on the show, we're going to be going over different things that you can and should be doing in order to combat COVID-19, keep yourself and your family, protected, safe, alive, because I don't want a gravestone with my name on it yet, okay? Eventually it's going to happen, but I'd rather it wasn't today. So, I shouldn't be touching my face. Hey, we're going to have maybe 3 or 4 short segments today talking about that, and I hope this can help you. We got a short break here. Check out our sponsors, firearmslegal.com/Midwest Tactical. And then also check out CenterShotGunRange.com, CenterShot Indoor Gun Range in Door, Michigan, where it's always a perfect 70 degrees. Right now, it's a perfect 40 degrees. All right, folks, we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome to the Home Defense Show with my dad, Skip Coryell. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if life was like the movies and the good guys always won? In today's world, if you're forced to use your firearm to protect yourself, you will need protection. Firearms Legal Protection is here for you. FLP provides you with seasoned, experienced attorneys that handle your criminal and civil matters as a result of you protecting yourself. FirearmsLegal.com provides its members with uncapped attorney's fees, bail bond protection, and coverage in all 50 states. We are not a reimbursement plan. You can access uncapped attorney's fees for as low as $10 a month. Firearms Legal members are provided with educational services, training videos, and access to our vast national attorney network. While you're protecting yourself, let Firearms Legal protect you.
Listen up, folks. This is important. There are plenty of legal protection services out there, but none will protect you as well as Firearms Legal Protection. This is the one I use and the only one I recommend. Visit firearmslegal.com/Midwest Tactical and protect your family now. Hey folks, I want to tell you about my book, Civilian Combat, the Concealed Carry Book. More and more people across the country are seeing the dangers in society and are deciding to carry concealed to protect themselves and their families. My new book lays it out step by step. It'll teach you how to protect and defend the ones you love. Get the benefit of 19 years of teaching experience and a lifetime of training for this important role in society and in your family. You can get Civilian Combat real easy. Just go to Amazon.com, search on Skip Coryell Civilian Combat, and it'll pop right up there. Don't put it off any longer. Get Civilian Combat, the Concealed Carry Book by yours truly, Skip Coryell. folks. Welcome back to the Home Defense Show with your host, Skip Coryell. All right, let me take you back 16 days, to March 14. I was in Hastings, Michigan. I was teaching a CPL class. I had 33 students, good class, having a great time. And boy, we were like 8 hours into the class, out on the range, firing it away, having a great time. It was a good class, not too cold. And about an hour before we were done, a lady come up to me and she said, hey, I need to take off. I said, why? She said, well, I'm not feeling well. I can't finish the class. I'm sick. And my first thought was, COVID-19? Because back then it was still a hype, that the numbers weren't adding up at that point, but it was still in the back of everybody's mind. And so I said, yeah, sure, you can go. Yeah, take off. So she left. We finished up the class, and I didn't think that much of it. But then the next day, I didn't feel well. Like 24 hours later, I just felt a little blah, a little weak, but I didn't think that much of it. It's like, okay, maybe a cold, maybe flu coming on, something like that. A few days later, it was still there. Didn't really get any worse, though. It was just like an overcast, right? A physical overcast. And it was that way for about 7 days. I never had a fever. I never had a cough. A little bit of congestion, enough to make me think, oh, maybe I've got a cold. But that was about it. But then, in the second week, about 7-8 days ago, I started feeling short of breath. And that's what people are dying from. 1 out of 1 people who can't breathe, they die, okay? Unless they're on a ventilator, they die. And so that got my attention because I've never had problems breathing before. I don't have any underlying conditions, healthy heart, I've just been blessed. God has blessed me with a healthy body and health and good genetics. And so I'm just thinking, all right, this is a little more serious. And, I've canceled 3 classes. In the last 2 weeks, I've canceled 3 classes, advanced classes and basic CPL classes. And so it just got me thinking, I need to take this more seriously. Because it's easy to say, this is not a big deal. This is all hype when you're healthy. But when you're sick, you start looking at it a little differently. And the problem is, you go to the media and they blow it way out of proportion because they make their living out of sensationalizing everything. The 24-hour news cycle, it's just totally sensationalized. They have to have a headline every single hour of every day. And if they don't, they'll make one up or blow one out of proportion. And so, there's a little bit of truth you can get from the media, but not all of it. Politicians, it's like they're an extension of the media. You don't get the truth from them either. They have an agenda. They tell you what is in their best interest. And so I just thought, well, what am I going to do? And the answer was, I have to educate myself. I've got to find out what the truth is on my own. And so for the last 8-9 days, I have been scouring the internet, just totally scouring the internet for every bit of truth and shred of evidence that I can get on what COVID-19 really is and, what it does and how to treat it. Because right now they're saying, oh, well, sorry, there's nothing we can do. 80% of the people will get over it, have mild symptoms, but the other 20%, you're screwed. Okay, and that's unacceptable to me. Do I still have shortness of breath? Yeah, I still do have shortness of breath. And it's been 7-8 days. There's all kinds of bad information out there. An example would be, okay, here's how you kill the virus. Folks, you can't kill the virus. You can't kill any virus because they're not alive. You can't kill something that was never alive. What is a virus? Most people don't even know what a virus is. A virus is a piece of DNA that's protected with a coating of lipid. Lipid is just fat, okay? So you've got a piece of DNA, and it's surrounded with a layer of fat as a protective coating. And so when you wash your hands, you're not killing the virus, you're washing off the protective coating. That's why they want you to use alcohol, or some kind of soap with a degreaser on it. Anything that will dissolve that protective layer of fat then leaves the DNA open to the environment, and then it'll naturally break down over, maybe a few hours. So that's why they want you to wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, and I do. Here's the hand sanitizer that I use. Firearms Legal Protection hand sanitizer. It's the best. So, shameless promotion there, I know. But, that's just some of the disinformation that goes around. I mean, the base of what they're saying is true. Yeah, you want to wash your hands, you want to use hand sanitizer. That's all true. Okay, will it help? Yes, that will help. But you're not killing the virus because the virus isn't alive. I found out all kinds of things that you can do and that I am currently doing, and I seem to be kicking this. Okay, it's not getting worse. It's kind of plateaued. It's kind of stayed there. Do I still feel great? No. But I'm not on a ventilator. I can talk without getting out of breath. So I think what I'm doing is working, and my body is naturally fighting it. Okay, do I believe I have COVID-19? Yeah, I really do. I mean, 2 + 2 is always going to equal 4. So yeah, I think that I do, and I'm treating my life as if I do. Okay, I'm social distancing. No one within a couple hundred yards of me is going to get COVID-19 from me because they're already dead. Okay, so I think I'm pretty safe up here at Oak Hill Cemetery. So I'm going to come back in the next segment, and I'm going to tell you what exactly is Skip Coryell doing to kick this thing's butt. Okay, and it's working for me. I think it'll work for you. So let's take a 2-minute break. While we're away, check out our sponsors, firearmslegal.com/Midwest Tactical, and also Center Shot Gun Range, centershotgunrange.com. This is Skip Coryell and Home Defense Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Felix Coryell on the Home Defense Show. Always use guns safely and wisely. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Would you like to take your tactical and marksmanship training to the next level? If the answer is yes, you need to check out Center Shot Indoor Gun Range just south of Grand Rapids, conveniently located off US 131. Center Shot is one of the most advanced firing ranges in Michigan. Center Shot firing lanes have nearly 100 customizable shooting programs to make you better no matter what your skill level. Our advanced lanes allow a more immersive training experience to enhance your senses. Controlled lighting and target movement mean that you get the best practice and most fun out of Center Shot Indoor Gun Range. Memberships are available for as low as $150. Center Shot also offers a 10% discount to U.S. military veterans. So, no matter what the weather, hot, cold, or in between, Center Shot Indoor Gun Range is always a perfect 70 degrees. This is where I train every week, and so should you. Find out more by going to centershotgunrange.com or call them at 616-371-7468. Stay safe, and I'll see you at Center Shot Indoor Gun Range. Hey folks, I want to tell you about my new book, Concealed Carry for Christians. More and more people across the country are seeing the dangers in society and are deciding to carry concealed to protect themselves and your family, and that includes people of faith. Our churches are not as safe as they used to be, and that's why I included chapters on forming church safety teams and stopping mass shooters. You can get concealed carry for Christians real easy. Just go to Amazon.com, search on Skip Coryell, Concealed Carry for Christians, and it'll pop right up there. Don't put it off any longer. Get Concealed Carry for Christians by yours truly, Skip Coryell. Welcome back to the Home Defense Show. This is your host, Skip Coryell. Here I am in the cemetery still, but I'm nice and warm and toasty. I want to tell you, okay, what am I doing? This is something my wife and I came up with. We've been researching it like crazy. I think for most Americans, most of the West, our immune system is crap. Okay? We overuse antibiotics. You get sick, take an antibiotic, and it takes care of anything bacteria related, right? But what do we eat? Twinkies, Mountain Dew, everything is processed for us. I think most millennials, they don't know how to cook. Cooking to them is 2 minutes in a microwave. And I'm telling you, it's packed with sugar, it's packed with sodium, it's packed with everything except things that are good for you. So you're not getting the vitamins and the nutrients from junk food and pre-processed food. It's just not there, okay? But most people don't know how to cook anymore. That's a problem. Start cooking from scratch, okay? Get good stuff. We've been doing this for 12 years now because my wife has some, nutrition-related problems. So all our food is clean. All our food is from scratch. If we don't grow it, if we don't kill it ourselves, then we're not eating it at home. Do I sneak out to McDonald's every once in a while? Yeah, I gotta tell the truth about that. I do. But not now. Okay, not now. I do a lot of things. I'm just gonna go over some of the things that I do. I'm trying to boost my immune system. Okay? Look at this. Raw elderberry and honey. The second ingredient is, it's distilled water, apple cider vinegar, grain alcohol, plus elderberry. All right. It tastes terrible. I'm not a very good salesman. It tastes really good. This stuff tastes fantastic. I take, about a teaspoon 3 times a day, it's really good stuff. So raw elderberry and honey, really good stuff. If it doesn't taste good, it's probably good for you. That's the general rule. I've got another thing here. What do I have in this cup here? It's got, here, let me show you. Apple cider vinegar, not distilled white vinegar, apple cider vinegar in there. It's got some ground turmeric, a little bit of red pepper in there, water, and then the secret ingredient, honey. All right. Why? Because if you don't put the honey in there, you can't drink this stuff. This stuff is really good. This stuff tastes incredible. Let me stir it up with something. My finger. Stir it up, get the sediment off the bottom. All right, this stuff is fantastic. It's great for you. It'll help boost your immune system. Okay, here we go. The secret is to drink it really fast and pretend that it's Mountain Dew. Because it's really good for you. I'm almost there. Bring tears to your eyes. It's so good. Yeah, that's really good. Smooth. Okay. That's it. And I don't have to do that for another 6-7 hours. Hey, staying healthy during a pandemic is not easy, okay? And of course, the food that you eat, we're eating a lot of celery, carrots, greens, things like that. But we have all of that at home. We still have kale growing in our garden from last year. It sprouted up from last year. So we're, sorry about that. It's still growing up. I gargle with salt water and turmeric about every hour and a half or so, for throat health. What else do I do? I take a ton of stuff right now. I don't normally do that, but I did the research, and anything that will boost my immune system, that's what I'm doing. So I brought my box of vitamins. All right, here we go. Zicam. I like these things. Okay, these really do taste good. I've already had one today, so I probably shouldn't have another one. But they're the gummy. I love gummy vitamins. They taste so good. It's like candy, right? Zinc. Zinc is good for you. Vitamin C. This is in the pills. Lately, I've been taking the powdered vitamin C, which I really like. I'll take the powdered vitamin C and I'll put like 8 ounces. My kids call it papal juice, okay? And what it is, we have a pear tree in our front yard. And then my neighbor has an apple tree. So we take half pears, half apples, turn it into juice and can it, and then we drink that all winter long. So I mix like a half a teaspoon of vitamin C powder with the papal juice, and then drink that down, and actually that tastes pretty good. A lot better than the other stuff that I had. Vitamin D, all right, good for your immune system. 2,000 IUs a day, should take that. Vitamin A, another good immune system vitamin that you should take. Take one of these a day. More zinc. Okay, don't take too much zinc, but take some zinc. This one right here. This is a combination of minerals: selenium, zinc, magnesium, and then a couple more that I can't pronounce. Okay, but I know the selenium and the zinc and the magnesium is hard to get in regular foods in the quantities that you need, and your body doesn't produce it naturally. So selenium, zinc, magnesium, all good things for your immune system, and you can get this right off Amazon.com. Oh, the vitamin D, you can also get that in a gummy. I love the gummies. Great stuff. Alamax. Basically, it's garlic, like powdered garlic in capsule form. And just garlic has antiviral properties, so that's good for you. That's about it. Stay away from ibuprofen. That's supposed to make it COVID-19 like 10 times more deadly. So Tylenol instead of ibuprofen. What else? or the hand sanitizers, the wet wipes, the social distancing, all of those things. Cover your mouth when you cough, all kinds of stuff. That's the vitamin-related stuff, okay? We're going to take another 2-minute break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk about attitude and exercise. And now don't turn me off because I'm saying that. I shouldn't tell you that, because you might turn it off now that I'm talking about attitude and exercise, but they're every bit as important as what you're putting into your body, okay? So, take a 2-minute break. Check out our sponsors, firearmslegal.com/Midwest Tactical, and also CenterShotGunRange.com. CenterShotGunRange.com. This is Skip Coraline Home Defense Show. Don't go anywhere. Your life may depend on it. We'll be right back.
Welcome to my dad's Home Defense Radio show. You're gonna love it.
This is Colonel Danny Gillum. I host Frontlines of Freedom, a weekly syndicated military talk radio show. One of my co-hosts is Skip Coryell, the host of this show. We cover things that impact military and veteran communities, and we do it from the veteran's perspective. The show is broadcast across the nation and is also available as a podcast on our website, frontlinesoffreedom.com. Please join Skip and me weekly on Frontlines of Freedom. Time for our Armed America Report. What do you have?
All of us here at Frontlines of Freedom want our listeners to get trained and get armed in that order. We fully support the right to keep and bear arms for all law-abiding families, and we encourage you to find out about the laws governing the use of deadly force in your state and follow them to the letter. And of course, don't forget to follow the rules of safety and common sense whenever you're carrying a firearm to protect the ones you love. What's the story this week, Colonel?
A convenience store security video shows a clerk, also a U.S. Air Force vet and former private security officer, focused on his till when two masked robbers entered the store in Bay Point, California, at night on December 22nd. One robber held an employee at gunpoint off camera, and one came behind the counter and pistol whipped the clerk several times. As the robber removed cash from the register, the clerk retrieved a firearm from a drawer, and the two men struggled until one of the firearms discharged. The robber who had beaten the clerk died of a gunshot wound in the parking lot. The veteran required 17 staples in his head from the pistol whipping. Quote, "Sure, he's deceased now, but then I'm lucky to be alive, and I'm lucky my coworker is alive," the clerk said in a news report.
Thanks, Colonel. This incident is an awesome example of what to do right and what to do wrong. First, what did this Air Force vet do right? First of all, he had a gun within reach and he knew how to use it. 2, he had the courage and warrior mindset to fight back. And 3, he waited for the right opportunity to launch his counterattack. But here's what he could have done to ensure a more positive outcome and lessen the danger of an injury to himself. Number 1, at the onset of the robber's attempt, the clerk made a very half-hearted attempt at grabbing the pistol away from the robber. This is what prompted the pistol whipping. Here's the deal. If you decide to go for a gun, then you have to hold nothing back. If possible, wait for a time when the robber's distracted, and then go after the gun with all the speed, violence, and determination that you possess. Number 2, while the gun was close by, it was inside a drawer in front of the robber. Because of this, the robber watched as the clerk opened the drawer and grabbed the gun. This got his attention, and a struggle ensued. The robber's own gun went off, so the clerk's gun was never actually discharged. It would have been more advantageous for the clerk to have had the gun concealed on his person, ensuring that he could draw the gun no matter where he was in the store. The average person, with a little practice, can draw and shoot in under 2 seconds. Since the robber turned his back on the clerk, this would have given him ample opportunity to draw his gun and shoot. One of the most important aspects of concealed carry is having a readily accessible firearm on your person at all times. This one change would have saved the clerk from being pistol whipped and the ensuing 17 staples on top of his head. But despite all of that, this Air Force vet did what had to be done to save his life and the lives of his co-workers. I'll never argue with success. And Frontlines of Freedom salutes this U.S. military vet for his courage and bravery under fire.
Thank you, Roland.
Okay, folks, this is Skip Coryell and Home Defense Show. Here we are for our final segment of today's show about COVID-19 and how you can kick its butt. I want to talk about physical exercise, okay? The vast majority of the American public, man, we're out of shape. How do I know that? Well, because I go to my classes and it's like the only ones who aren't out of shape yet are the ones in their 20s. But 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, yeah, they're out of shape. Okay? What are you telling your body when you stop exercising? Basically, you're saying, I don't need you anymore. When you start leading that sedentary lifestyle, you're sending a message to your body that it's okay for you to start shutting down now. Go to a quiescent state. I'll let you know when I need you, okay? The problem with that, your body believes what you tell it, okay? Your body is defined by your lifestyle. So what I've been doing the past couple of weeks, more than I ever have before, is exercising. Even though I have shortness of breath, it's like, you know what? Hey, I'm a Marine. I'm going to do this. I'm going to kick COVID's ass. I'm going to do it. And so this morning, I jumped on the treadmill, and I went for 3/4 of a mile, and I alternated between 3, 4, and 5 miles per hour. Okay, that's not fast, but give me a break. I'm 62 years old, okay? I'm already half dead. But, I did that. I did that for 3/4 of a mile. Afterwards, I felt better. Was I breathing hard? Yeah, I was breathing hard, but I did it because I want to send the message to my body that, body, I'm not done with you yet. Don't shut down. Don't start to die. Okay? Here's an important safety tip. Don't die before you're dead. Don't die before you're dead. I think a lot of Americans, they walk around half dead because you don't do anything except sit in front of the television or sit in front of a computer screen. Get your heart rate up. Every time you accelerate your heart rate, your body gets the message that, oh, I'm still needed. Okay? Jumpstart your immune system. Jumpstart your body by telling your body, say, hey, I need you, okay? I need you to be in shape, and do what you have to do to stay in shape. So exercise. I know you can't all, exercise, like the Incredible Hulk or whatever. I know you can't do that. I'm 62. Trust me, I know what you're talking about. But do it anyways. Force yourself. Okay? If it tastes bad, it's probably good for you. If it hurts when you do it, it's probably good for you. And I'm talking about exercise now, okay? So use common sense. Exercise. Jumpstart your immune system. And lastly, and probably most importantly, attitude. You have to test positive with COVID-19. And what I mean by positive is positive attitude. It's like a cancer patient, right? You have to stay positive. You're in the fight of your life. And if you're high risk, now there's even kids in their 20s, 30s, and 40s that are getting COVID-19 and that are dying from it. So you got to have positive attitude. You got to have the attitude of like a Marine or an Army Ranger, a soldier. I'm reminded of Colonel Chesty Puller, United States Marine Corps during the Korean War. He was surrounded by the Chinese. And isn't that ironic? Right now we're surrounded by the Wuhan virus. And his response was, it was a hopeless situation. And his response was, they're on our left, they're on our right, they're in front of us, they're behind us. They can't get away now. And I love that. You've got to keep that positive attitude, especially when times are tough. That's when you need that positive attitude. And there's a verse in the Bible, one of my favorite verses in the Bible, that helps me when I get discouraged or when I face really tough times. And here it is. It is Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Isn't that beautiful? That's just, I love that verse because it establishes the baseline, the attitude, the underlying attitude for everything that you do in your life. What does that mean? That means you got to limit what goes into your mind. And that includes the news. Okay, they're telling you a skewed truth. Okay, you don't have to die. Okay, yeah, they're sensationalists, but you don't have to die. Limit what you believe from your politicians and from the news. Whatever is good, whatever is right, whatever is true, whatever is admirable. Think about those things. Use the internet, but use it in a positive way. Don't sit in front of the television, gloom and doom. Okay, it will deteriorate your capacity to fight COVID-19. You got to stay positive every second of every single day, especially during a pandemic. Okay, and that's all the other things, social distancing. What's the only sure way of outliving a pandemic? To stay inside your house, don't see another person for 3 to 6 months. I'm expecting a second wave in the fall. It's March 30th right now. This next one is supposed to, this wave should peak in a couple of weeks. It'll start to go down. If it's like other viruses, then it will taper off as the warm weather sets in. In the meantime, stay safe out there, folks. If you got an outdoor gun range, use it. Go ahead and use it. Social distancing, hands, face, all that stuff. That's all good stuff. Boost the immune system. Exercise, especially when you don't feel like it. Okay? Because, hey, if you guys all die, who am I going to teach? Okay? So stay positive. All right? They're on our left. They're on our right. They're in front of us. They're behind us. Let's kick this Wuhan virus butt. Okay, folks, that about wraps it up for this week's episode of the Home Defense Show. Until next week, remember, your purpose in life is to find something greater than yourself and serve it. Always remember, God, family, country, in that order. The people that you love need your protection, so train, always train. Stay alert, stay alive. Until next week on the Home Defense Show, this is your host, Skip Coryell. God bless you, God bless your family, and God bless America.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Home Defense Show. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love. We'll see you next week with more of the best in home defense.
Bye-bye, boys! Have fun storming the castle!
Thank you for joining us this week on the Home Defense Show. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love. Thank you for joining us this week with more of the Home Defense Show. Home Defense. Now, get out there and protect the ones you love. We'll see you next week with more of the best in home defense.